Hey everyone, welcome back to Myself in Finance channel. Look, investing can feel way too complicated, which is exactly why most people quit. Every year I sit down and build a financial blueprint for myself, and today I'm just going to walk you through my entire 2026 investment plan. This is how I plan to grow my money without the stress. Honestly, the goal here is not to be a market genius, it's consistency. My system makes 90% of the decisions automatic, so I can just focus on execution. In this video, I'm sharing my 2026 investment plan, my safety checks, my growth targets, my rules for staying safe, and my next big move. So stay tuned because I am also going to show you why my biggest holding is dangerously close to breaking my own safety limit and exactly how I am fixing it. Now, let me also call out a small disclaimer. I'm sharing this to be transparent and feel free to pick and choose what you would want to implement from my strategy. But please do not try to replicate what I'm doing because your investment should be based on your goals, your timelines, and your risk tolerance, and it should be personal to you. Before we get into the stock market, if you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing to our Viselfin channel. It helps us reach more people. Now, let's talk about the foundation, and that will be our first step, the foundation and safety check. Okay, first things first, safety. Before I buy a single new stock, I make sure the base is solid. This is where most people go wrong. They invest before they secure their emergency fund. Emergency fund. First, I start by checking my safety net. I make sure we have at least 3 full months of expenses, not income but expenses. These are things like mortgage, utilities, insurance, groceries, entertainment, and whatever we need to get through the month comfortably, tucked away in a high yield savings account. I check the interest rate too. Right now, you should be earning between 3 to 3.5% on that cash. Do not let your money sit still. This fund is my ultimate safety blanket. If the market crashes 30% tomorrow, I do not have to sell my stocks in a panic to pay my bills. I can just wait for things to get better. Next, the life goals check. Second, I look at the calendar. Am I planning a huge expense next year, like international travel or a house project? If a major cash expense is coming up, I need to plan for it and set that specific money aside before I invest a penny. That cash is not investment money. It needs to be kept in a separate bucket. The money I need for my trip next November does not belong in the stock market today, so I keep it separate. And the automation rule. I set it up so that 30% or more of our take home pay goes straight from my paycheck into the investment accounts. This is the simplest money hack that you can do. Move it automatically, and you literally build wealth without even thinking about it. Now that the foundation is logged in, we move to step 2, the core engine. I'm young, and because I have decades for my investments to grow, my entire focus is on building a bigger pile of money and not on getting monthly checks from it yet. My system is built around taking smart, aggressive risks, maxing out the free money. Step 1 for everyone. I put the maximum amount allowed into our workplace retirement accounts like a 401k. This is non negotiable free money and a big tax break. I will look at all the options inside those accounts to make sure that they are set to high growth that match my risk tolerance. No bonds for me yet. The growth system, the new mix. Right now, I am almost entirely in stocks like 97.5% with virtually no cash or liquid metals. But this year, I'm making a change to make my portfolio tougher. My goal is a simple 4-part split, 85% growth stocks or ETFs. This is the heart of my wealth. I will let my existing stocks grow, but new money will go elsewhere. The goal remains buy and hold them forever. 5% metals via ETFs. This is my insurance. My physical assets like real estate and physical gold protect me against long-term inflation, and I'm doing a new 5% allocation to act as a little hedge against any crisis in the market. I might increase this a bit more down the lane. 5% crypto via ETFs. This is my small high risk play for a massive growth over time. My current crypto exposure is only 2.4%, and so I'm focusing on adding new money here to hit that 5% target. And 5% cash. I'm carving out 5% of my money into pure cash. This is my sale money for when the stock prices drop. For most people, this sounds easy, but for me, holding cash without buying something immediately is the hardest part. So, how do I do this without selling my winners? It's simple. I'm directing all my new monthly money towards these 3 things that are too low, the gold, crypto, and cash buckets, until I hit those targets. Only when those buckets are full does the new money go back into the stocks. This is the smartest way to balance your money without having to pay extra taxes for selling stocks. And obviously, I can rebalance my retirement accounts anytime without any tax implications. So this next part is the most critical step. Step 3, the risk and the discipline. High growth means high risk, and without strict rules, you risk losing it all. The single stock concentration rule. This is the most critical guardrail. While my core focus is on growth, I have a firm rule. No single company should make up more than 15% of my total portfolio. It's the same as not putting all eggs in one basket. Let me be transparent about my current risk. My portfolio analysis shows two major risks. My total exposure to the giant tech stocks, what I call Batman, Broadcom, Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet, Amazon, and Nvidia is around 60% of my money. My investment engine is laser focused on the success of big tech. And secondly, my focus on just 3 stocks, Nvidia, Apple, and Microsoft, is nearly 35% of my entire stock value. Right now, my Nvidia holding is at 13.33%, which includes direct holdings, but most of it is through ETFs. It's getting very close to my 15% limit. This guardrail forces me to be disciplined. My solution for 2026 is simple. I stop putting new money into those specific stocks. All new money goes into the new targets. The 15% limit is not about missing out, it's about protecting the wealth you have already built. The annual tax cleanup. Next, I do my annual cleanup. I look for losers, investments that have dropped in value. If you sell a loser, you can use that loss to cancel out the taxes you owe on your winners. This saves you a ton of money on your tax bill. This is also called tax loss harvesting. For me personally, because I buy and hold forever, I don't have any losers to sell right now. While I don't have any losers to sell, I want you to know this trick. If the market has a bad year, like in 2022, you could sell a fund that's down, immediately buy a similar but not identical one to stay invested and claim that tax break. That's a pro move. And rebalancing. The cleanup also forces rebalancing. I check how much I have in each stock and ETF and also make up new targets for the upcoming year. For 2026, as I said, my goal is to target 85% in stocks or funds, 5% in liquid metals, 5% in crypto, and 5% in cash. So I take my sweet time to rebalance them and don't like to sell any of my existing holdings unless it's absolutely necessary. So I rebalance by redirecting the new money instead. Positioning for the next wave. I have made a lot of money from the last wave of tech, but I am looking forward. In 2026, I will be researching new AI-based funds or even increase my percentage in semiconductor ETFs. But I'm still not putting more than 15% into one single company, no matter how great it performs. Again, this is not for everyone. I have a high risk tolerance and I know I will be okay if the market drops 50% tomorrow. That's because I only invest money I don't need for the next several decades. My philosophy for the stock portion is simple: buy and hold forever. I ignore the short-term volatility, I ignore the market chatter and focus only on long-term compounding. The final checklist. Now the final step of all of this is just doing it. Once a year, I sit down and look at every single account, noting down exactly what percentage of my pie each stock takes up. This is what keeps me honest with my 15% rule. When I say 15% max, you might picture me holding just a tiny handful of stocks like 6 or 7, but that's not it all. My portfolio is actually huge. I am a fund first and specifically ETF first investor. Because I use broad funds that own hundreds of companies, most of my individual stocks actually make up less than 1% of my total value. I really only have 3 heavy hitters that are above 10% right now. So the 15% rule is just there to keep those big winners from taking over the whole ship. So my entire plan is built on getting 30% or more investment money out of my bank account and into the market the moment we get paid. This removes emotion and guarantees consistency. So to recap, my 2026 investment plan is simple. High growth enforced by high discipline. Max out the retirement, fund the emergency cushion, and then let my growth engine run. We are moving to the 85 and a 555 split using new money only, and the 15% rule protects us from single stock risk. Build your plan, automate your decisions, and let's go build wealth. Now I want to hear from you. What is your biggest financial goal for 2026? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to Wise Help in Finance channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.